Imagine if the company mining your nation's richest resource packed up and left overnight. That's exactly what's happening in Niger right now. But is France really behind this shocking move, using uranium to tighten its grip on West Africa? Stay tuned as we dive deep into what could be the economic and political storm of the year. Welcome back to My Planet Updates. As we continue, please don't forget to show us your support by subscribing to this channel. Today, we're tackling a burning question that's sending shockwaves through West Africa. Is France deliberately crippling Niger's economy by halting uranium mining operations? But before we dive into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest videos unpacking African affairs. Note this: you wake up one day to find out that the company extracting your country's most valuable resource has suddenly packed up and left. That's the situation Niger faces now. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Is France pulling strings behind the scenes to maintain its grip on Niger? The surprising news that has everyone talking is this: Orano, a major French uranium mining company, announced it is suspending operations in Niger. But here's the twist: Niger's new government isn't having it. They've outright rejected Orano's decision, calling it unilateral. So, what's really going on here? First, let's set the stage. Niger is the world's 7th largest uranium producer, a major pillar for its economy. But here's the shocking part: despite this wealth, Niger remains one of the world's poorest countries. Doesn't that seem odd? Here's a mind-blowing fact: about 30% of homes in France are powered by Niger's uranium, yet many in Niger live without reliable electricity. Is that fair? What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. Orano has been a significant player in Niger's uranium industry for decades. But tensions flared when Niger's new military government took power in July 2023 and declined to renew Orano's mining license. This involves one of the world's largest uranium deposits, containing an estimated 200,000 tons. This led to serious friction between Niger's leaders and Orano. But is Orano acting alone, or could France be using Orano to put pressure on Niger? France has a long history of exploiting African resources. You'd think things would have changed by now, right? Not so fast. France still maintains strong influence over its former colonies, often through trade agreements with countries like Niger. And get this, many argue that the price France pays for Niger's uranium is unfairly low. Please, if you're still watching and haven't subscribed, please kindly hit the subscribe button, for that is what motivates us to bring out content like this. So, let's ask the hard question: do you think France is behind Orano's decision to pull out? Share your theories below. Niger isn't backing down. Société des Mines de l'Er, one of Niger's main uranium firms, has responded firmly, calling Orano's move a violation of their partnership agreement. With Niger holding a 36% stake and Orano 64%, they argue that decisions should be mutual. Niger claims they weren't consulted, a major breach of corporate governance. This is part of a larger trend we're seeing across Africa. More countries are pushing back against what they see as exploitative relationships with foreign companies. Take Burkina Faso and Mali, both are working on refining gold locally instead of just exporting it raw. Ghana, too, is promoting local chocolate production. Countries like Tanzania are renegotiating mining contracts for a fairer share. When you zoom out, it's clear that African countries are seeking more control over their resources. And who can blame them? This shift, known as resource nationalism, is reshaping the continent. Do you know other examples of African nations asserting control over their resources? Let us know. Looking at Niger's uranium industry, it accounts for 8% of their exports. For a country with limited options, that's significant. Yet experts argue Niger's getting a raw deal, often paid below global market rates. Long-term contracts and extraction costs may play a role, but so does the power imbalance. If Niger's uranium is so valuable, why is the country still poor? It's a paradox, often called the resource curse, where countries rich in natural resources struggle with economic development. But is it a curse, or the result of unequal relationships? Let's break down some challenges Niger faces: price fluctuations, lack of local processing, environmental impacts, and wealth distribution issues. What could Niger do to better use its uranium wealth for development? Orano says it's suspending operations due to financial difficulties and border closures, which complicate exports. But is that the whole story? Some observers note that Orano's decision seems conveniently close to Niger's refusal to renew their license. Is this a coincidence, or is France trying to pressure Niger? Remember, Niger's government came to power in a July 2023 military coup, which strained relations with France. They've since grown closer to Russia, even withdrawing from the ECOWAS regional bloc, citing Western influence as a concern. Could Orano's shut down be economic retaliation for Niger's political shift? So, where does this leave future foreign investment? When a major player like Orano pulls out, investors get nervous. This could impact not just Niger, but the entire Sahel region. Western companies may back off, but Russia and China might see a golden opportunity, and existing companies may be forced to renegotiate contracts to stay in business. In short, this Orano-Niger conflict is a game changer. It signals a shift in how African nations approach foreign investment and resource control. Niger's uranium shutdown could shape the future of Africa's economic independence. What does this mean for resource management across Africa? Will African countries gain control over their resources, or will external pressures continue to steer their economies? Thanks for tuning into My Planet Updates. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay informed on the latest global news, politics, and everything in between, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our updates as they drop. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. See you in the next update.